Thank you, Sergeant Major. I believe we have you audio as well.
Yep, I'm ready to go.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, I would ask that you, just a reminder to mute your microphone unless you are specifically speaking. And with that, further ado, Sergeant Major Sampa.
Are there any in the chat already or not?
Not at this time, Major.
Okay.
Hey, Sergeant Major Sampa, this is Mark. This is Mark Whedon. I just want to say a big old damn hooah.
All right. Thank you, Sergeant Major. Appreciate that. I'm glad to hear you on the call as well. And I see there's many other enlisted folks as well on the call. So that right there excites me. And like I say, I'm blazing the trail. So hey, next year we're going to push for more. And I'm excited about the nomination of adding the E5s to this to the board of directors. So that's great, getting us all involved. And then again, Sergeant Cruz, congratulations to you. So we NCOs are part of the team, and will remain part of the team because we're the backbone of the Army, as well as the backbone of the National Guard. Cool.
Thank you, Sergeant Major.
Yeah.
We don't have any to start off with. If I can throw one to you, Sergeant Major.
Okay.
If you have any insight or any thoughts on division alignment for training and how that can play, or how we see that playing into the talent management throughout the force.
Yes. Okay. So Texas is pretty unique in this whole division alignment of training, because the division headquarters in Texas and all our down trace units are pretty much remain in Texas. That is not the key for a lot of the other division headquarters. And so you have a lot of states who have brigades, 27 total in the Army National Guard, but they're not aligned to a division. So when General Hokanson was the director last year, his concept was that if the Army wanted to, the active Army, the big Army, wanted to activate all 18 divisions in this portfolio, well, they know 10 of them know what those down trace units were. But in the Army National Guard, we do not know, other than the state of Texas, because again, a lot of them already falls under the division headquarters. And so that's what the whole division alignment training concept came about, is to align these other brigades under a division headquarters for training purposes. But if we had to activate for a large scale combat operations, now we pretty much can know what those divisions, those down trace units, brigades are aligned to those divisions for that mobilization if it took place. Now, how that plays into talent management. So General Hokanson wanted to start off with 5 key leader positions. That could be officer or enlisted. And so I am constantly beating the drum, telling, hey, those 5 positions are not just for officers. You have to have some enlisted leaders as well in there as well too, along with warrant officers as well. So it's just across the board of that talent. For us, Texas, you really won't change a lot for us, because we already have that talent management feed into our division headquarters. But for, say, like the 40th Division, well, now it's a great win for the state of New Mexico, who have a very small footprint as far as force structure. So now those high-performing leaders now have a chance to be selected to go to be part of the 40th Division in California, when they didn't have that opportunity just by staying in New Mexico. And so it's take the key leaders of those division headquarters to identify those high-performance officers, as well as enlisted folks, to take those key assignments. For as the enlisted side of the house, it may not always be that, whether it's 1 position, 2 positions. For me, it's not about serving in that command position. If that is the case, I'm good with that. But I want to make sure that those NCOs are also getting staff time at that level as well too, because that staff experience, you cannot blow that off, especially if you come work on the federal level, because here a lot of the positions here at the federal level, here at NGB, are all staff positions. And if you go out to the COCOM areas or out to the outlying units that the Guard represent, those are staff positions. And so that's why I think it's key that those states, those division alignments for training, not only select folks for those key command assignments, but also consider those staff assignments because they're all key as well, especially in our role and how we operate here at the federal level for the Army National Guard.
Thank you, Sergeant Major. There are two. One is a follow-up, even though it was submitted later, so I'll hit that one first and move on to Sergeant Major Scribner. A question from Edward Mounts was, will this additional talent be recorded on ERB or ORB to identify the assignments, and will civilian skill sets be?
Oh, most definitely. So yeah, whatever unit you're assigned to, that will be recorded on your ERB. That's the whole key. So you can, your ERB, your history, your experience will be annotated. That's IPSA is going to help with that as well too. And so the thing about IPSA is to identify those talents, not only for your military, but for civilian skill sets as well. And so for us at Guard, you know how we operate, we always utilize our civilian skill sets, especially during mobilization. Because I remember my last mobilization in 2010 with the 72nd. One of the units I was in charge of was the DPW, where we identified officers who were doing project management in their civilian job to be part of the DPW. Because when they mobilized in the IZ under the DPW portfolio, they were going to be doing project management work. And so that's how we identified those folks and utilized them in that aspect. And so with the onboarding IPSA is going to look at the soldier totally, full soldier, not only your military career experience, but also your civilian career experience. That's why I said in my speech today that the Army National Guard, will always be our force multiplier to our readiness and to our contribution to our national defense is our civilian employment, what we bring to the table. Sergeant Major retired Dan Daly always talked about when he was in Iraq. He had a water treatment facility that was down, and he found a specialist in the National Guard that knew about the water treatment facility because of his civilian career, came and got that thing up and running. And so again, this whole talent management is the key, but it's something we've been doing in the National Guard for a long time anyway. But yes, to answer your question, all that experience will be annotated on ERB if you get selected to be part of the division alignment training. But for us in Texas, we just moving out as we always have, because again, we have very minimal impact to that. Not like all the other division headquarters out there.
Thank you, Sergeant Major. Back into the chat for Sergeant Major Scribner's question. He passes on. Thank you, Sergeant Major Sampa. Please tell everyone about the ACFT 3.0 and other changes in the fitness test that may be possible in the future. Again, from Sergeant Major Jeremy Scribner.
Okay, so as you all know, this past week, the Army published the Army Combat Fitness Test 3.0. And so again, they got rid of the requirement of you are in a heavy unit, light unit, whatever the case may be. It's a cut line that every soldier should maintain to be in the Army, a minimum standard. And then you are evaluated to the platinum or whatever those other levels, depending on your score. But as I always say with this, is that every time I go out and talk to soldiers, I always ask, when a leader or somebody asks you about the Army is modernizing, what does that mean to you? And a lot of times the response back to me is that, well, Sergeant Major, they're modernizing technology, they're modernizing equipment, they're modernizing facilities. But they never say that the Army is also modernizing the soldier. And right now the Army has, or as currently, as we speak today, is modernizing the soldier. And what I mean by that is that today's soldier in the Army National Guard is by no way means the soldier that existed years ago or a few days ago in the Army. The same soldier that doesn't exist in today's Army and in the future Army is totally different. What I mean by that is more focus on the soldier's health and welfare, the quality of life of that soldier. So when all of us take this uniform off one day, our health, we can have we can lead up to a good quality of life with our health. Yes, being in this uniform, we may, get hurt, have some challenges health-wise, whether it's hereditary or just genetics. That not even from that. And throughout that would help retire or say your service is over, help you go into a more quality of life. But all in service on the playing field and not on the sideline. Because before all the ACFT and the talk of holistic health and fitnesses, when a person's on profile, there's no mechanism to get that person off of profile. That person is profile of that person all depends on how that person achieve his or her rehabilitation. And so now the Army is moving to trying to help those soldiers be rehabilitated. Yes, we have challenges in the Army National Guard, and we're talking through those challenges now when it comes to the rehabilitation process of our soldiers when they get hurt and all that. But my focus as the Command Sergeant Major, as enlisted soldiers, is also just making sure our soldiers are ready physically and able to do the job. If they get hurt, that's after that, but we try and prevent that. And that's through healthy eating and more physical fitness for the soldiers themselves. And so that's what the whole ACFT is all about. I've taken it many times, and a lot of times when I take them, the soldiers I've taken it with enjoyed the test more than they enjoyed the old APFT. Because to me, it's fun, it's challenging, and it's camaraderie amongst the team. When you're doing the sprint drag carry, everybody looking down the lane to see who's in first and trying to keep up. But it's also team building when you're doing the ACFT as well too. And so they modified some things. We had some great conversation a couple of weeks ago about the challenges in the Army National Guard, especially with this tiering process. But the SMA, Grinson has that information. He understood on that call where we was coming from. But to his point, and to the point I'm going to make today, I need all leaders, when your units are taking that test, you must annotate it in DTMS. That's it. That is our clear voice of the Army National Guard, how those challenges affect us. Word of mouth is good in the DTMS system. That's even more tool for us to have changes that affords the Army National how we get after this thing. So I need each one to take the test, and we take the test, ensure it's documented. I know there's a lot of folks that didn't want to have their test documented because, again, they didn't trust the system. They think that it was going to come back and hurt them in the long run as far as their career-wise. But currently, if you take the test, it's not tied to any name. We just try to get raw data to ensure that the evaluation of the test is annotated correctly, and it also helps us in the Army National Guard and our way forward in our input to the Army. And so I appreciate, I have a great relationship with SMA Grinson in talking about National Guard equities, how it affects the Army. He never allows a decision to be made unless he heard from me. That's why I need your help. My mouth is credible to him, but the data also helps me bring more credibility to that. So test, annotated, but also stay in shape because, again, like I said before, all you are asset to the organization. It never allows a decision. We can't have you sitting on the sideline. We need you on the playing field.
Thanks, Sergeant Major. We'll have one last follow-up before we need to move on. It's from Sergeant Major Featherston.
Okay.
Latest news for ACFT was the addition of the alternate plank event for soldiers who can't do the leg tuck event. It is now possible for a soldier to get awarded up to 100 points for the plank event. Will soldiers be able to get awarded up to 100 points for the bike and row alternate events? Currently, soldiers who do the bike and row events only get 60 points. This will prevent them from achieving platinum level in the ACFT.
So you pretty much answered your question at that point, because again, the way the Army look at it is that it's an alternate event. So because it's an alternate organization, we can't have it sit on the side. Do the test without being an alternate event. The plank was put in as not categorized as an alternate event because you're still using some of the core muscles. And again, because of the data and the way that was with the leg tuck, they say that you can, the plank is the same as far as using the core muscle, the strength that they're trying to test as well. But again, I need each and every one you got to do the test, whether it's an alternate event or doing the test. Just do the test. And I need each and every NCO to get out in front and be part of that, not sit on the sideline and allow your soldiers to do it. You be out there front with them doing the test as well too.
Thank you, Sergeant Major.
All right.
Again,
thank you. Yeah, thank you again for allowing me to speak today. Have some questions and answers. I'm staying in touch, trying to put Texas out in front. I got two Sergeant Majors up here with me. Sergeant Major Cremidio is now working with me as my XO, but he's interviewing for the Army Guard IG position. Hopefully he'll get that. And then Sergeant Major Morrell Skinner will hopefully be our Army Guard G6 Sergeant Major up here as well too. And so putting NCOs up here in front, and then Command Sergeant Major Hurd, he should be getting a notification of interviewing for the civil team down south at Fort Eustis. So again, I need all qualified soldiers. I gave you a who are soldiers for 36th Division, and then, but again, thank you for allowing me to be here today. I'm doing work, yeoman's work, not only for the United States of America, but for the state of Texas. Duty, honor, Texas.